property for $1, 51 acres. It's a $50 million reclamation project, and we could not have put these types of resources together without our first award, which was $12 million donated to the WBDC for the reclamation of this project by Saint-Gobain. Without that $12 million and without the donation of the value of the property, this project would not exist today. And we would sit here with a fence around it for years and years to come, and people would drive by and say, whatever happened to the old Norton campus? Why does it look that way? And it would take another 10 years or 20 years to figure out a strategy to reclaim and redevelop this property. So number one, it was a retention. Number two, we are reclaiming 1.4 million square feet of old industrial property. We are tearing down 45 buildings in 4 different phases. We are well on our way for the first 30 acres to be completed. And as you see the pile behind, there's some incredible story to that in terms of the timing and how this has gone. We are recycling over 90% of the debris from the demolition of the building. And most importantly, we are shipping all of that out 11 rail cars a day by rail, which to date, over 250 trucks are off the street, not having to haul materials out of there. And that's good for the greater Greendale neighborhood here, for the city of Worcester, and for the region. So we are so excited about this project. These dollars are extremely critical. When you hear a $50 million project and you're getting today $1.5 million, it's extremely important because infrastructure is what's going to make this site valuable for the future redevelopment. Our commitment remains. We told the city, they asked us if we were to get involved in this project, this would not be a distribution center, it would not be a big warehouse area because of the great access. It would be the place that creates jobs, which is so important. Norton Company, Heald Machine, where my father worked for 40 years, they created, at their heyday, there was 7,000 people that worked in this area. We need to bring that back. We've got a great education system here in the city. We are well on our way, thanks to the city, the mayor and the city manager and the council, with affordable housing, market rate housing, public housing that is being constructed. The last piece, which is so important, is we have to create jobs here in the community for the college kids to stay and for the people who find housing here to have a job here in the city. So we're going to stay laser focused on this as a job creating project in this 51 acres. It's one of the last, which is a great story, it's one of the last big brownfield sites left in the city of Worcester, and it's important that we get this right and do this right. And we could not do this without the incredible work of our federal delegation, our state delegation, our local city council, and the city administration being 100% behind us. And to lead that, as he always does, to lead the charge for a local project and deliver the Biden administration dollars and deliver the dollars from Congress, our good friend, Congressman Jim McGovern.
Well, let me thank Craig for the incredible introduction. You know, it takes vision, and it takes a plan, and it takes a dedicated team, and we have all of that here in Worcester. And I want to begin by thanking Craig Blaze and the team at WBDC and New Garden Park for all that they have done to kind of bring us together to focus us in on this project. I want to thank, and I'll thank him again when he gets here, our great Senator Ed Markey for his leadership in the United States Senate. None of this would be possible without his work and also the work of Senator Warren. And I want to thank Yeji Lee, our regional director, for being here. I want to thank our incredible local leaders, our great Mayor Joe Petty and our great city manager Eric Batista, and our great city council and city councilor Jenny Pacello, who is here. I mean, I sincerely mean what I said at the beginning. It takes a dedicated team. We work well together. And nowadays, if you want to take on big projects, it's not just a federal grant. It's federal assistance, state assistance, and local assistance working with the private sector. And that is what is happening here. The Greendale Revitalization Initiative is a transformational project for the Greendale neighborhood, the city, and the region. And for me, it's also deeply personal. I grew up in this neighborhood. I still live in the in the Burncoat neighborhood. My family's package store is just across the street from here, and I understand the ice came from there. So thank you for supporting McGovern's package store. So this is very personal to me in so many ways. I want to thank Saint-Gobain Abrasives, the former owner of this land. You know, they have stepped up to restore this site and partner closely with the community and the team at New Garden Park. They are an example for so many other companies who just throw up their hands and leave contaminants behind. We need more people like them to step up and help restore their hometowns, not only in this state, but all across the country. But the Greendale Revitalization Project is not just about the past. It's about the future, too. We're talking about 1 million square feet of new, clean, and ready modern manufacturing space. And 1,000 new jobs right here in Worcester. 1,000 new jobs. This is a big deal. It is a big, big, big deal. This is the kind of project that is transforming this city and making it into something new and exciting and vibrant. And it's part of a trend of bringing good jobs back to America, a trend that's happening thanks to this administration and thanks to, I'm going to say this, thanks to Democrats in Congress working hard to invest in our country and lay the groundwork for a new century of American manufacturing. So this is less pollution, more jobs, and more economic investments right here at home in Massachusetts. And I couldn't be more excited. It was a no-brainer for us to get behind this partnership and over the last 3 years bring millions of dollars in congressionally directed spending to this project. And I'm proud of our teamwork to get this done. And it was just last year that EPA Regional Administrator David Cash was here on President Biden's behalf to announce an additional $2 million in EPA brownfields funding for this project. Again, this is about our vision for America. And from the Biden-Harris administration all the way down to our local delegation, we are working to create a safer, healthier, more prosperous future for all of our families. Their Investing in America agenda is taking projects that for decades have sat on the sidelines and helping them across the finish line. So today, we may be here in Worcester, but every city and town across America has seen the benefits of this vision driven by the historic bipartisan infrastructure bill. Again, I'm so proud to have worked as part of the amazing team to bring this federal funding to Worcester. I am proud of this transformational project for the Greendale neighborhood and the city. 1,000 new jobs here is going to be amazing. It is going to be amazing. And that in and of itself will result in more economic development for this area. And I look forward to this land being put to good use and to make our city and our Commonwealth a better place. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Congressman McGovern. We were told by your mother that we could only buy ice and water, no lottery tickets or booze. So after, if you want to go over, but yes, thank you so much, Congressman McGovern. And he has arrived. Senator Markey, thank you so much. In the early days of this project, the WBDC board was 100% behind us. And my chair, Rob Morton, and my vice chair, Steve Rotalakis, and members of my board, Corinne Molesky, are here today. But they said, you have to figure out a way to minimize risk. There is a lot of risk to taking title to this project. It's a large project. We're a small nonprofit real estate company, and there is a lot of risk. We immediately turned to our federal, state, and local partners in this to say, if we take this on, we need your help. And they took the risk out of this. Unwavering support from Senator Markey and Senator Warren's office and Congressman McGovern's office right out of the gate. We needed the big money from the federal government to be able to take that risk and to take this project on. And I'm so grateful to them. They rolled up their sleeves. They wanted to know about the project, learn about the project, ask ideas, offer suggestions as to where we could go to get these, and offered the support of the earmark. And Senator Markey led the way on that, and we are so, so grateful. He has been a great friend to Worcester and obviously to Massachusetts for many, many years, but he has been here more times to help us jumpstart these projects, and it's the critical part that ultimately make them the reality. So, Senator Markey, I want to thank you and invite you up to share the exciting news of the earmark today.
Wow, thank you. Wow. Fantastic, and thank you for all your great work, and good afternoon, and thank you all for joining us today. It is great to be back here in the heart of Massachusetts, this amazing community and all of its phenomenal leaders, led by my great partner in the United States Congress, the amazing Jim McGovern, just an incredible force for good in our country and for Worcester. My great friend, Mayor Joe Petty, District 1 City Councilor Jenny Pasillo, your excellent City Manager Eric Batista, and Craig, thank you, and the entire team at the Worcester Business Development Corporation for everything which you are doing to bring all of this to a reality. Back on the day after New Year's, I was here in Worcester, and I said then that my goal was going to be to partner with Jim McGovern in order to tip over the Capitol Dome of the United States so that we would be sending monies flowing from that dome into this great city. And that is what we are here today to celebrate. We're here to celebrate $850,000 in congressionally directed spending that is being directed towards the Greendale Revitalization Initiative in the blocks that are surrounding us. This latest award builds on our previous contributions to the project, including $1.5 million last fiscal year and $1 million in fiscal year 2022. Congressman McGovern and I and Senator Warren are all in for Worcester, and our commitment to investing in this project and community does not just end there. Last year, we secured an additional $2 million from the Environmental Protection Agency Brownfields Grant Program to clean up generations of harmful and dangerous pollutants that have permeated this land. And throughout the state, the Brownfield Cleanup Program is reinvesting in 18 towns to the tune of nearly $35 million. But for today, it's what we're focusing on that is going to be bringing millions of dollars here to Worcester. And these federal funds are part of the bipartisan infrastructure law, and I am committed to investing in all of the environmental justice communities, the gateway cities, the regional planning commissions, all across the Commonwealth. Where we stand was once home to farms that nourished the community and eventually giving way to the Industrial Revolution and creating a regional hub of manufacturing and jobs that built the middle class. But for too many years, this site and sites just like it have sat vacant, underutilized, and contaminated, relics of a bygone era and a burden to the community around them. It's time to move on to the next chapter. And today we're here celebrating $5.35 million in total recent federal investment to support the people of Worcester so they can bring the clean air and clean water and clean soil and clean growth to the community. And every dollar of it is money well spent, turning eyesores into assets and polluted sites into public sanctuaries. Remediating polluted sites breathes life back into the neighborhood that is good for the environment, good for the community, good for business, creating more jobs, more jobs, more jobs for Worcester. That's what this is all about. And through the efforts of this partnership, soon the land we are standing on in front of us will be clean, it will be cleared, and it will be ready to give way to 1 million square feet of new economic development for a new generation, 1 million square feet of development. That's like taking the Prudential building from downtown Boston and moving it right here, because that's how many square feet it is. That's 1 million square feet of opportunity. It means jobs for the residents of the Greendale neighborhood and for Greater Worcester, reclaiming 55 acres, demolishing 46 buildings, clearing 14 million pounds of debris, and ridding the land beneath of its pollutants is no easy task, and Worcester is doing it responsibly while recycling more than 90% of the demolition materials. It is only possible through hard work, collaboration, and perseverance, and that is what we are here celebrating today with our partners. The Greendale Revitalization Initiative embodies a renewal that is central to the city of Worcester and to everything that it hopes for the future. The city of Worcester has a bounce in its step. It is moving rapidly to a much greater 21st century than any previous century. That is really what this is all about, and we're building the infrastructure of the future, and we know that Worcester's future is going to be better even than its past. So we thank everyone, and congratulations to everyone who is here.
Thank you so much, Senator. All that is so important for the confidence in this project. Early on, we had the privilege of meeting with Senator Warren. Unfortunately, she couldn't be here, but early on we met with her in Washington, and she said, count me in. Whatever we can do on our side. She sent to us Yeji Lee, and I say that she sent her to us many months ago because it's great to get this money, but then you got to figure out how to spend the money. There are ownership issues, infrastructure, who owns what, how the land gets transferred. We sat for hours over in Norton Hall with Yeji and other staff to figure out how we could take the earmark and turn it into useful dollars into the project. Rolled up her sleeves, sat with us, however long it would take, and we figured it out. And we're grateful. That work is extremely important. You don't see that work, how the sausage is made, to create a project like this, but we're so appreciative of that work, and we're so appreciative to have her here today. She is the Regional Director of Office of Senator Elizabeth Warren, Yeji Lee.
Thank you to everyone in attendance. My name is Yeji Lee, and I serve as a Regional Director for Senator Elizabeth Warren. I'm excited to be here in Worcester with all of you today, alongside Senator Markey, Congressman McGovern, Mayor Petty, City Manager Batista, and City Councilor Jenny Pasillo at New Garden Park's Earmark Recognition event. I would like to take a moment to share a statement on behalf of Senator Warren. Good afternoon. I wish that I could be here in Worcester with all of you today at New Garden Park's Earmark Recognition event. Over the last 3 years, my colleagues and I have secured $3.35 million in congressionally directed spending for the Greendale Revitalization Initiative. And that's just part of the $20 billion in federal money we brought home to Massachusetts in the last 3 years. Now that is government working for the people. When I visited this manufacturing site last summer, I could see the potential of what we could achieve here. The city of Worcester has world-class higher education, teaching hospitals, and admirably diverse businesses. New Garden Park's initiative will allow this manufacturing campus to match that level of productivity and innovation by creating new jobs, developments, integrated public space, and more, all while keeping sustainability in mind. As we work towards a more vibrant community for all, projects like this one are essential to the health of our communities, and I will keep fighting for them. Thank you.
Thank you, Yeji. Thank you so much, and please pass on our thanks to Senator Warren as well. Locally, you can't do these projects without the support, because all projects lead to local government. And we have been blessed with a great mayor that's had a great vision for the city. He has been fighting for it. Joe and I have been working for years and years and years on economic development, whether it be downtown or here. Joe jumped right in on this project, accepted the vision, accepted what we wanted to do. We needed a critical pilot program that needed to be in place in order to make the land transfer from Saint-Gobain. And we assembled a meeting led by City Manager Batista and Chief Development Officer Peter Dunn with the mayor, brought in all the appropriate people. We sat down and we hammered it out, and we got it done. Those are the types of milestones that have to get done in order to get a project like this completed. So we are so grateful for the support of the city. We can't do a project without our local support, and we're so grateful to Mayor Joe Petty.
Thank you, Craig, and it's great to have this Greendale Revitalization project moving on, going forward. And I just want to thank our federal partners. I want to thank Senator Markey, who's always here in the city of Worcester. He has a great staff over with us today, very engaged in what's going on here. And I just want to thank him personally. He's always been a friend of Worcester. You put a couple of big projects. When I needed him during COVID, and then have connectivity, and during COVID with the public school kids, one phone call from Senator Markey changed that. And I want to thank him for that. We're in the last yard line of trying to get the ballpark done here in the city of Worcester. One piece that had to be done, we called Senator Markey, and Senator Markey got it done. And this project is so important here in the city of Worcester, so I just want to thank him, his advocacy, Senator Warren's advocacy. A.J. Lee, thank you for being here today too, much appreciated. And of course, a lot of this doesn't get done with our warrior out there, James McGovern. He's very engaged here in the city of Worcester. We have one of the best congressmen here in the United States. I just want to thank him for being here today and making this all happen. This is $5.35 million over the last few years, so I want to thank Congressman McGovern. Also, I want to thank the board, WBDC, and Craig Blaze, and Roberta Bryan, who's been working on this project for 9 years now, Roberta? And it doesn't come easy. You just keep on pushing, and it gets done. So, Roberta, thank you, and Craig, thank you. And when Craig said that this is the last brownfields probably in the city of Worcester, a lot of that's due to him and his WBDC. So I want to thank Greg for really transforming the city of Worcester ever since the early 2000s and late 90s. So I just want to thank you and your whole board. You do great work. Roberta, you're doing great work too, and much appreciated. And also, this couldn't have been done without Saint-Gobain. I see Melanie Bonzo here today. I want to thank you, Melanie, for being here today and working with us to make sure this project gets done. And this is important to see. As we talk about jobs, one of the things we lack is space here in the city as we move forward, especially when it comes to manufacturing jobs, biotech jobs. And this is important that you have 51 acres of land. We can have pad-ready sites for people to come and open their business here in the city of Worcester and create jobs. So Markey said it, Craig said it, jobs, jobs, jobs. That's what it's all about. And so I want to thank them for that. And also, I think Jenny Passoa will probably talk to this about this, but there's been a great partnership between the city of Worcester, Batista, Peter Dunn. Wouldn't have been done without them either. And this is what makes Worcester really special in the sense that we all work together for one common cause to push our agenda forward, and it gets done. But this is also going to benefit the neighborhood here in the city of Worcester. It's going to benefit, open up Burncoat right down to the side of the city towards Holden Street, which it's been closed off for years. So people are going to, Jenny will tell you, when you go to the neighborhood meetings, when can I ride my bike to the other side of the city of Worcester instead of going around? So I think this is important for neighborhood development, and this is just going to spur other activity here in the city of Worcester. Again, I just want to thank our federal delegation for being here today and making it happen, giving us $5.35 million over the last few years, and it's much appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Every project needs a conscience. I'm fortunate to have an executive vice president, Roberta Bryan, who is here. She is the conscience of the project at the WBDC. She keeps me straight without going off or creeping off mission. But the city needs a conscience as well. And District Councilor Jenny Pasillo, when I first met with her and explained this project, we talk about the 51 acres, we talk about how important all of this is. She reminded me of exactly what the mayor said. They needed to restore these public streets to bring the neighborhood back together so that you could move from this side to the other side as they did for many, many years. That was extremely important to this district and the neighborhood. She also brought to the table the need to have a corridor that's looked at as well. So the Greendale Revitalization Initiative is a lot more than this 51 acres. She included the West Boylston Street corridor, the Mountain Street corridor, and the revitalization of the Higgins Industrial Park as part of the broader project. And that is really important to the neighborhood. She has been a great voice for this neighborhood in her short time on the city council, and she's been so supportive. District Councilor Jenny Pasillo.
Thank you so much, Craig. I always like my introductions from you. They're so complimentary. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm District Councilor Jenny Pasillo. I'd like to thank you all for joining us to celebrate the federal earmarks for the Greendale Revitalization Initiative. I want to extend a special thank you to Senator Markey, Congressman McGovern, and Senator Warren, who have all worked diligently to secure federal funds for the WBDC's efforts on this project. I'd also like to thank the city manager and his administration, Mayor Petty and my colleagues for their support, and of course Melanie Bonsu and St. Gobain for being wonderful neighbors to the Greendale neighborhood. I also live right up the street. I'm a couple blocks from the congressman. The thoughtful planning that has been put into motion from the outset, starting with the development of the Greendale Revitalization Initiative Master Plan that covers 250 acres of our neighborhood. It is impressive to witness the substantial progress in demolition work that has already been done. I'm delighted to observe the WBDC's contractors as they continue their diligent efforts to properly clean up the numerous abandoned industrial sites which were both unsightly and hazardous to our community. The WBDC's focus on modernizing aging infrastructure, fostering the growth of small businesses along West Boylston Street, and ensuring that the redeveloped area is pedestrian friendly represents a significant commitment to fulfilling their promise of a community-focused redevelopment. I take pride in standing among these exceptional individuals who are dedicated to Worcester's growth and committed to investing in our communities. It gives me hope that we are creating opportunities that will benefit future generations, including my kids and my friends in Worcester. The redevelopment of the Greendale neighborhood sends a powerful message. We are not only concentrating on select areas of the city, but with adequate funding and support, we can collaborate to rejuvenate overlooked parts of our community. I'm proud and excited to witness this celebration of funding that will propel this project forward in the right direction. My neighbors in Greendale, everyone who comes to our neighborhood meetings in Burncoat, we are all so thankful and happy for this project. Thank you.
And before more people drop, I would like to really spend a moment to introduce our city manager, Eric Batista. I am a product of the planning form of government here in Worcester, having worked in the city administration for years. We have a top-notch professional as our city manager. He has done an incredible job. We went to him early and convinced him to keep the Economic Development Coordinating Council together. It met this morning, as it does every single Wednesday morning. We coordinate our asks to our federal leaders, to our state leaders. We prioritize. You don't always win. Sometimes you lose in that discussion, but there's a coordinated effort to keep the city moving forward on all of our asks, and he leads that on a weekly basis, a daily basis, and helps us so much to guide us through this project. He's a very good friend. The city made an excellent choice in selecting him as our city manager. He's done an incredible job. We're so appreciative of the support. Our city manager, Eric Batista.
So bear with us. We have probably another half hour to go. Everything has been said, and so I just have a few words. And basically what I'm saying is just thank you. Thank you to the federal delegation. Thank you, Senator Markey, Senator Warren. Thank you to Congressman McGovern. Thank you for the mayor and the city council. But also thank you to WBDC. And yes, Craig, your conscience is Roberta. She is the conscience at every EDCC meeting. I'm just thankful for this moment here, because these are moments where, again, it's not as easy as just making things happen. It requires people to roll up their sleeves, thinking creatively, innovatively, but also working collaboratively to make things happen. And figuring out ways to find money, to find resources, to put projects like this together. people innovatively like St. Gobain and I know Melanie Bonds, who's here, to work with us and be willing to invest and continue to invest in our community. And that's what you see here. Again, the other Brownsfield project that we did, a major Brownsfield project, if you don't know, it's actually Polo Park. So when we come together as a community, as a state and federal delegation, to achieve these types of projects, we're able to achieve success in the type of project that we've had at Polo Park. And so I can't wait to see what we're about to see here. So again, we're just thankful for that collaboration, the continued resources that are coming into this community. Because us as municipal government, we can't do it alone. We need those resources to come from many other different angles to be able to put these projects together. 50 acres, 1 million square feet, and over 1,000 jobs. Part of the strategic plan, my strategic plan, and the strategic plan of the city of Worcester is to achieve 10,000 new jobs in 5 years. This is exactly that. This will help us to achieve that. And so we're thankful for the work that WBDC and the risk that the board, Rob, and you and the board have taken to take on this work and this investment because it's going to pay dividends. You just got to bear with us. It'll take some time. Development doesn't happen quickly, but it's going to get there, and we're going to make it happen. And we're excited for what's to come and the people that are going to be working here, creating new futures for their families, just like many of us have experienced that. So again, thank you to all of you for being here, and thank you for, again, Senator Markey, for your continued support and your friendship here in the city. Thank you.
And lastly, we are a staff of 11 doing great things. And I want to thank my Director of Projects, Julie Holstrom, who was smart enough to be under the tree. I want to thank my Director of Construction, Jason Krukus, who is way down in the back. All of this stuff is happening because of Jason. He's here every day, tearing down buildings, loading out cars, getting this done for us. He's done an incredible job. The money all has to be kept, and you should know, Senator Markey and federal, that the money is kept in good hands with our CFO, Katie Kelleher, who is here. She does an incredible job of keeping all of the money in the right pots so that we don't get in trouble with the federal government. And my incredible staff of Samantha Penzone, who put this whole event together, with my assistant, Caroline. They've just done an incredible job. My SBA 504 loan director, who is here, who is going to make sure that all of the new businesses get financing here through the SBA program, just done an incredible job. I am blessed with an amazing staff. They do incredible work, and thank you so much. And thank you again to all of you for coming here on this hot day to celebrate with us this great milestone. Thank you.